Imagine yourself talking to a patient now who's at the beginning of their treatment process. They don't really know what to anticipate. What would you say to them to help encourage them?
It's difficult, but you can see your progress. It isn't straight line progress. Some days are better than others. Some days you go backwards, but the trend is forwards, and that should be taken as encouragement to press on. And if you have a time or a day when it isn't so good, then you just have to accept that and say tomorrow it'll be better, and most times it is. And then from there build on. Not to become downhearted because one morning you get up and feel, oh, I don't feel so good today. There will be days like that. It's inevitable. If you don't feel good, then you don't feel good. You do something or you do nothing as you feel you need to. But you say, I'll be better tomorrow. Yeah. And then tomorrow you most likely you are.
That's excellent advice. One specific thing for your type of cancer, which I've heard other people talk about, are the restrictions or changes in their appetite or eating habits. Is there anything overall there that is worth mentioning?
Yes, this is an area. It's not that it's hugely difficult. It's changing the habits of a lifetime.
I see.
We are all brought up where we eat a fixed small number of meals a day, usually at regular fixed kind of times. The type of cancer I had has resulted in me being able to eat less in quantity, and also I require my food to be thoroughly chewed and cut smaller. But the range of foods I eat is normal, and indeed a glass of wine is now most welcome. But because we have to change these habits, which are, in my case, 60 years and more ingrained, this isn't easy. You have to actually remind yourself to basically eat between meals, which is what you're encouraged not to do for most of your life.
Yeah.
So these are the kinds of things where it's hard. It isn't actually hard to eat, it's hard to change your habits.
Have you managed to make those adaptations now?
I am making those adaptations now, yes. It's still hard. There is still the temptation to become involved in your activities such that you don't follow the regime you're trying, and you consciously have to make yourself alter your regime. I've even at points set my alarm watch so that it goes off to remind me to stop and have a drink or a snack or something. Whatever helps to do that, because it is important that you have to change your habits, and so it's important that you do it.
One last question. Is there anything you'd change regarding your care, how it was delivered for you, or the organisation of care in general for the way we deliver healthcare? Is there anything that you perceived as a gap that we could improve upon?
The most difficult period was the period immediately when you leave hospital, because in hospital there are people around you, professionals who you can call on at any moment of the day or night, and you don't have any concern that should anything occur, there's always someone on hand. When you're discharged, it's basically you and your nearest and dearest.
Yes.
And both of your experiences might be very little in this area, and so suddenly you feel somewhat cast adrift. And this area I think is a little bit neglected. The support mechanisms go from being kind of constant to being intermittent or scheduled, and that's quite difficult.
I would totally agree with you, and I think this is an area we need to really prioritise in the NHS and in other healthcare systems, of how to maximise long-term care, because in the past we tended to focus everything in the very, very early stages, even at the point of diagnosis and immediate treatment. but actually the recovery phase is very long, as you kind of point out. It's gradual and long, and blends in with your normal life, doesn't it? And we should be doing more in those phases.